adventure to Massey Center's Early On Center. On this adventure, we'll be discussing a few things, some more interesting than the others, but nonetheless, I will show you how my group planned and executed our play sensory workshop in this lovely video. First, we did a needs assessment. Our target audience were caregivers with children aged 0 to 6 years, so we had some idea of what the workshop was going to be about, but we still wanted to know what they wanted to learn about. So we did a survey with questions focusing on specific needs. We spoke to parents, caregivers, educators to get a better understanding of what the needs are for the audience and what the curriculum would be. The curriculum focuses on knowledge and skills the caregivers can gain through various learning objectives. From our survey, we concluded that the parents and caregivers wanted to know more about play and sensory activities they can do with their children at home. So we came up with some learning outcomes to ensure that our workshop does what it's intended to do. These outcomes will identify what the participants will accomplish at the end of the session. It will also help them choose which session they want to attend, and since we are a large group, we decided to do two workshops, one focusing on infants and the other one focusing on toddlers, preschool, and older children. Since our target audience are adults, we followed some adult education principles. Some of these principles tells us that adults learn best. One, their learning is relevant to their practice. They are actively engaged. They have the opportunities to interact with other peers, and they are provided with opportunities to apply what is being learned. Okay, so now it's time to prepare the workshop. This part is the easiest and the fun part because we get to be creative. We are early childhood educators, so we're using all that knowledge that we have, and we're going to put it into our work to make it amazing for the caregivers. All right, so we've gotten this far. Now it's time to implement our workshop. We have prepared for this. We have practiced. Let's hope the parents and caregivers and educators, let's hope they love, and let's hope you love our work. Let's see. This is the sensory play workshop for infants. See how the infants and caregivers are seated around the educators? This allows them to be in their natural environment. For the adult learners, according to the Expressive Ways of Knowing and Transformative Learning article, creating a learning environment conducive to whole person learning will allow for each individual to feel open to learning. Since adult learners learn best when they have the opportunities to interact with other adults, this environment is a great way to deliver the sensory play workshop. The workshop focused on these main activities: the sensory board, the shakers, the puzzle basket, and the texture exploration. These activities allowed infants and caregivers to explore and communicate with one another through sensory play. Okay, so that was the end of day one. Now it's time to show you guys day two. This is the one that I did. I'm really proud of myself. Let's watch it together. Day two, woo, we're almost at the finish line. So these are our brochures, and this is Ladalis. She's sleeping. Not a very good helper. We first started by showing the display board that explains what sensory play is, why it is important, and the benefits of sensory play. We also included 3 main activities to focus on and selected one of them to do our replicate sensory activity with, the adults and their little ones. We chose to focus on creating sensory boards and allowing parents and caregivers to see that they can use materials and items from around the house like sponges, cotton balls, felt or clothing, etc., as well as loose parts from outside like leaves, rocks, etc.
The reason why we allowed the parents to do a hands-on workshop is because when a learner creates an expressive representation of a new insight, they can relive the entire learning experience by re-experiencing the expressive representation as mentioned in the Expressive Ways of Knowing and Transformative Learning article. The adults were able to mirror the language we used with the children to extend the activities and allow the children to choose what they wanted to place on their personal sensory boards. We also left the adults with handouts of more information and activities, as well as where they could find it on different websites.
So we did it. We finished our workshops. It was amazing. The parents loved it. The caregivers loved it. I hope you loved it. The educators loved it. They had a lot of good feedback for us. They enjoyed every activity. We had some take-home activities to give them too. They had some of that. They definitely will be doing some of the activities that we did here at the Early On Center. They'll be doing it at home, which is what we hoped for. We definitely achieved our goals. Our goals, learning goals, were met. Good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, and thank you. Peace.